Dear friends, today we're going to have a small talk about preventing violence. I have Marina Perez with me.
Hello.
Hello, Marina. I know that you're a manager in an upcoming program.
Yes.
Can we have a little talk about this project? What is it all about?
Yes. So I'm the project manager at metACTION here in Cyprus, and we are partners of this project. It's an Erasmus capacity building in the field of sports, and it's a project that aims to prevent violence in fun culture environments, in sports specifically. And it's implemented in Greece, Cyprus, Albania, and Kosovo.
Okay, that's really interesting. Is there a specific need that urges this upcoming project?
Yes.
How did it came from?
Yes, the project is called FCTT, and it stands for Fun Culture Transformation Toolkit. And the project is just built on the idea and the research on the urgent need that we found that fun violence was a growing issue. Well, it was persistent, but lately growing issue across the countries that are involved. Not only like fun aggression in stadiums, but also online. So the project, at the end of the day, aims to target these issues because in most of the countries, for example, especially in Greece, it has ended up in fatalities, and it hasn't resulted not only in the violence while the games were ongoing, but also on the fans and in deaths at the end of the day.
So it's very wide. I mean, it's not only narrowed to the stadiums or the hour of the game. It's more wide open. Can be after match, the pre-game, as they say a lot of times. Good. You have referred to some countries. Is this your partners?
Yes. So the project, since it's a European and Erasmus program and intervention, aims to tackle this issue in the 4 countries at the same time. Cyprus in this case is a partner, although the coordinator is the Greek partner, that is AEK Sports Club. They are the ones coordinating the project. And then metACTION is the partner implementing here in Cyprus. And then we have PDI in Kosovo, that is a research institute, and AAA, that is in Albania, that is specialized in trainings.
Good. Is this important to have these partners working with you?
Yes, it's essential. The consortium, that is the name, how we call the partnership itself, it's built on the idea that fun violence cannot be tackled individually. It's not only something that AEK as a sports organization can face. In fact, we needed a consortium that it was holistic but also multidisciplinary to tackle this issue that affects not only sports itself but needs education intervention. So, for example, PDI, the Kosovo partner, will bring their expertise in research to capture the current conditions and how we need to truly develop the tools to tackle and reduce violence. Yes. Then AAA with their experience on trainings to develop the conduct and the materials in a proper way, and then metACTION with our experience working with minors and vulnerable groups in order to face this issue that affects, at the end of the day, young athletes and their development as well. Because when you're exposed to violence...
It starts with the young athletes, but I think it can be more spread all over.
Exactly. And then exclusion affects all the groups at the same time.
Good. That's a good question about what is the target groups of this project?
Yes. So FCTT, as the project itself, is understood as a multidisciplinary project and problem. So for that...
It's a project for a problem. That's a good
exactly.
Yeah? Good.
So we understand that it's important, of course, to involve fans and fan associations because the project tackles fan violence and aggression, but we understand it as not the only stakeholder and not the only approach. So the main targets are also sports organizations, coaches, referees, their staff that experience and also are in a unique position to tackle these issues whenever they arise, and also young athletes themselves and young fans, because they are not the only ones who receive the violence, but they are the ones who can also react to it, and they are involved in it, because sports, not only football but basketball, is something widespread among different groups. So the target groups are various.
It's good that you have all these people involved and being targeted. So what will be your main activities toward these guys?
So FCTT has multi-phases kind of process of implementation. It kind of builds up each activity one after the other. So first of all, we will do research on the field of the 4 countries to understand what are the conditions in all of them, because fan culture and aggression might vary in these 4 countries. Their causes might be different, but the consequences remain the same, that is prevalence of violence. So first of all, we want to do research to capture the current conditions, what are the needs by the stakeholders, and what the materials should include. Later on, based on this research, we will develop a fan code of conduct, which will be part of an overall toolkit that will include as well training materials and interactive learning resources for all the stakeholders. And then later on, we will implement these materials through workshops. We will use capacity building on the main stakeholders to teach them how to address violence in cases where it might arise, and then how to prevent it as well, so from a reactive and preventive manner.
So
and later on,
give and take situation. It's a feedback based
and then later on we will organize an sports day event to implement and pilot this toolkit in real scenarios through tournaments and activities with young athletes, but also coaches, referees, and the fans associations, just to see the applicability of the toolkit that we have created in practice.
Yeah, because theory sometimes if it stays there, it means nothing.
Exactly.
Of course, yeah. Hopefully you do it. Huh?
Yeah.
So let's suppose you've done it successfully. What's the upcoming impact that you are looking forward to have? Huh?
Yes. The main impact that we try to achieve is to reduce violence in sports. So through FCTT...
And I'm sorry to interrupt, but by doing this, you interrupt violence everywhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's the positive thing of FCTT, that it tackles multiple issues through one approach, intervention, because in this case, we want to prevent and reduce violence, but also promote positive values in sports, because sports at the end of the day should be a space for unity and for a healthy development of the kids in this case, because grassroots affect different stages of human development, especially, but also adults, because adults, we are not only involved in these sports environments, not only as athletes, but also coaches, referees, or just by normal spectators.
As you do have noticed, it works like an example. Huh?
Exactly.
If I see people doing no violence, I become a non-violencer.
Exactly.
Because I see it can be done.
Exactly. So we want to bring sports environments back to the positive space, to promote respect.
It's the primary culture of
exactly.
sports.
Respect, fair play, healthy development, inclusion, non-discrimination. That's the main objective of this project.
Good. So let's say this thing come to a conclusion, not say an end. Is there any continuation? Looking forward to something?
Yes. So that's why these projects on capacity building on sports in Erasmus, that's the interesting thing about them, that the main scope is to equip sports organizations with the tools to face social challenges. So in this case, this toolkit will be built on the idea that sports organizations at grassroots level can implement and absorb this toolkit in their normal activities and be prepared to train their staff and on how to face these issues once they are raised. So the project, although it's a 2-year project, that's only the beginning because the project is built on the idea of sustainability and long-term impact. At the end of the day, when you have a staff that is trained to address this issue, because in the research phase, we found that most of the stakeholders involved, they are not trained on how to address these issues once they show.
And of course, after all, you do achieve to have a know-how.
Exactly.
How can you do these things and make them happen?
Exactly. And then through trained staff, when you have personnel that know how to tackle this, eventually the new ones that will come will be trained as well, because it would be a know-how,
so it's a
good
non-stop
practice
situation.
Exactly.
It's an ongoing
replicability, multiplication.
And you said 2 key words before, being prepared. Okay.
Exactly.
I believe that's the thing you will do.
Mm-hmm.
I believe you are prepared, and I believe you make other people being prepared.
Exactly.
We don't need violence.
No.
It's a good start. Hopefully we may analyze this more in some next talks, and I'll be glad to do it. But for now, thank you for the basics.
Thanks to you. Thank you,
Thank you, really.
And see you in the next episode.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.